Ladies and gentlemen, there's something terrifyingly powerful about a person who's obsessed. Not someone who's interested, not someone who's talented, but someone who wakes up, breathes, and bleeds for one goal. While the talented sleep in, the obsessed are already working. While the world scrolls and distracts itself into mediocrity, the obsessed are building empires in silence. Talent might open the door, but obsession is what breaks it down. If you want to win, to dominate, to rise above the noise, then you have to become possessed by your purpose. This isn't about having potential. It's about being relentless. Watch this entire video, and by the end of it, you'll know exactly what obsession feels like and how to use it. Obsession is the edge. Everyone talks about talent like it's the golden ticket. And sure, talent helps. But talent is useless without action. Obsession is different. It's action on fire. Obsession doesn't need reminders or motivation. It doesn't need a perfect schedule. It's the voice that wakes you up before the alarm. It's the voice that says, keep going, when your body says, stop.
Oh boy, I saw.
That's the edge you need in a world full of distractions. You want to stand out? Get obsessed. Most people are interested. You must be obsessed. Interested people dabble. They try. They test the waters. But obsessed people dive in with both feet and never look back. When you're obsessed, you don't have a plan B. You don't care about comfort, about opinions, about likes or followers. You care about progress, about discipline, about results. And when the world sees that kind of energy, it moves. People follow the obsessed because they're rare. Beware. Obsession builds discipline. Here's the truth. Discipline isn't built on talent. It's built on obsession. Progress is a plan. If you're obsessed, you don't skip the gym. You don't ignore your goals. You don't make excuses. Obsession will drag you out of bed when nothing else can. It'll keep you up when everyone else is sleeping. It'll push you through pain and doubt and fear. That's what separates the average from the elite. Not luck, not talent. Obsession. The power of tunnel vision. When you're obsessed, the world narrows. You stop seeing distractions. You stop chasing validation. You lock in. You laser focus. And in that tunnel, there's only the grind, only the mission, only the goal. That's the kind of focus that builds champions, leaders, legends. Not multitasking, not motivation, obsession. You want to win? Build tunnel vision so intense, nothing else exists. Let people call you crazy. People won't understand your obsession, and they don't need to. Let them talk. Let them laugh. Let them say you're working too hard. Because when it's time to deliver results, you'll be the one with the last word. Obsession looks crazy until it works. What is obsession? Obsession isn't a bad word. It's not about being unhealthy. It's about being focused beyond reason. It's the fuel that keeps you moving when you're tired, rejected, and doubted. It's not a phase. It's not motivation that fades. It's a fire that never dies. Talent is convenient. Obsession is commitment. You think Kobe Bryant became a legend just because of talent? No. He was obsessed. You think Elon Musk reshaped multiple industries just because he's smart? No. He's obsessed. Greatness doesn't come from dipping your toes in. It comes from diving headfirst into the grind, the pain, the pursuit. Why obsession wins? Obsession shows up early. Talent waits for the right moment. Obsession stays late. Talent clocks out. Obsession learns endlessly. Talent assumes it knows enough. Obsession fails and keeps going. Talent quits after the first blow. When you're obsessed, you don't need motivation. You don't need permission. You don't care who's watching. You grind because you have to. Because it's not a hobby. It's who you are. Mental shift. Become what you want. You're not here to dabble. You're here to dominate. And domination starts in the mind. You must see yourself already in the place you want to be. Then work like hell until reality catches up. Talent gives people permission to relax. Obsession demands urgency. Right now, this second, someone with less talent than you is putting in more work than you. And they're going to win unless you flip the switch. So ask yourself, are you just interested or are you obsessed? Interest is opposite. Obsession is survival. If you're merely interested, you'll only work when it feels good. You'll grind when life is smooth. But when things get dark, cold, and brutal, you'll quit. Because interest is convenient. Obsession is committed. Think of obsession like breathing. It's not a choice. It's not negotiable. It's what keeps you alive in the game. If you're not obsessed, you'll get outworked. If you're not obsessed, you'll get overlooked. Because there's someone out there who is eating, sleeping, and bleeding for the same dream you only casually chase. What obsession looks like in real life. In or making pots. It's not about working 24/7 with no sleep. It's about focus. It's about being laser-locked on your mission when others are distracted. Obsession looks like waking up before the sun while others sleep in. Training when your body screams no. Studying when your brain says enough. Staying late while your friends celebrate weekends. Practicing the basics again and again. Because you know greatness is hidden in repetition. This is the level people can't fake. You can't post it on social media and pretend. Obsession is what happens in the dark. When no one's clapping, no one's watching, and no one's validating you. Stop worrying about talent. You keep thinking others are better because they started ahead, because they were born into it, because they're gifted. Let me crush that lie right now. The most dangerous person in any room is not the most talented. It's the most obsessed. Because talent fades when life punches you in the mouth. Obsession keeps going with a broken jaw and blood in the teeth. When you're obsessed, you don't need approval. You don't need applause. You don't need to be told you're doing great. You already know where you're going, and nothing will stop you. That's the difference. How to turn obsession into a weapon. Here's how you make it real. Define the mission. Be crystal clear on what you want. Vagueness kills obsession. Precision fuels it. Cut the noise. Friends who distract, habits that slow you down, comforts that numb your edge, drop them. Build daily discipline, rituals, schedules, reps. Grind doesn't happen by chance. It happens by design. Review and adjust ruthlessly. Don't stay loyal to what's not working. The obsession is about evolution. The hard truth. Most people aren't obsessed. They're interested. They like the idea of success, but they're in love with comfort. They chase results, but they refuse the process. They want attention, but hate the silence of solo grind. If you want to separate yourself, obsession is not optional. It's your foundation. The price of obsession. Let's get one thing clear. Obsession isn't a hobby. It's not a side dig. It's not a vibe you tap into when life feels easy or the conditions are perfect. Obsession is a lifestyle. It's the fire you keep alive, even when the world tries to pour water on it. And that fire, it's the one thing that separates the average from the unstoppable. Talent might show up once in a while. It might flash brilliance in spurts. But obsession shows up every single day. Early, hungry, relentless. You see, the world is full of people who had talent and wasted it. Athletes who never practiced. Entrepreneurs who never launched. I'm waiting by talent for it. Students who had potential but never studied. Why? Because talent made them comfortable. But obsession doesn't let you get comfortable. Obsession whispers in your ear when everyone else is asleep. Keep going. You're not done. That's the price of obsession. You don't get to be average anymore. You don't fit in. You stop doing what's convenient and start doing what's necessary. When your friends hit snooze, you get up. When others take a break, you push harder. And when no one believes in you, you show up anyway. Because your obsession isn't for them, it's for you. It's the late nights, the early mornings, the skipped parties, the missed vacations. It's the sacrifices no one sees that lead to the results everyone notices. That's the trade. You give up comfort for legacy. You trade ease for excellence. So ask yourself right now, are you truly obsessed or just interested? Are you willing to give up what's easy so you can earn what's great? Because the truth is, obsessed people don't need motivation. They have discipline. They don't chase dreams. They build them brick by brick, hour by hour. Remember this. While talent rests, obsession works. While talent doubts, obsession acts. And when talent finally wakes up, obsession has already won the game. Train like no one's watching. You gotta train like the whole world is blind. Like nobody sees your struggle, nobody tracks your progress, and nobody cares if you make it or not. Because most of the time, they don't. And that's your advantage. While they're busy performing for likes and applause, you're in the shadows, building something real. Obsession doesn't care about being seen. It cares about getting results. When you're obsessed, you don't skip the little things. You stretch when no one's watching. You hydrate like it's part of the mission. You wake up before sunrise, not for Instagram, but because the grind demands it. Talented people show up when they feel like it. Obsessed people show up regardless. And that's what separates winners from watchers. Understand this. Effort in silence leads to explosions in public. People see the transformation, but they never see the torture. The early mornings, the mental battles, the loneliness. That's where obsession thrives. In the quiet spaces talent tends to ignore. Talent will get bored. Obsession never does. You've got to fall in love with the pain, not because you're a masochist, but because you know it's part of the blueprint. The reps, the rejection, the repetition that breaks most people. That's where obsessed individuals get their fuel. When someone says you're overdoing it, take it as confirmation you're on the right track. Because the people who aren't obsessed will always try to slow you down to match their comfort zone. Let them rest. Let them coast. Let them talk about balance. You're building a future so strong that excuses bounce off it. You're training not for approval, but for domination. Your actions are not dictated by moods. They're locked into purpose. Every set, every mile, every second of focus, it compounds. And while talent waits for inspiration, you're stacking wins through discipline. Obsession is consistency on fire. It's not random bursts of motivation. It's a relentless flame that refuses to die. So ask yourself, are you doing enough when no one's watching? Are you grinding with the same intensity on your worst days as you do on your best days? Because that's what makes you dangerous. That's what turns obsession into greatness. So, talent will lose interest. Obsession will never stop. So, keep your head down, keep training in the dark, because one day soon, the results will light up the world. Focus is the superpower of the obsessed. In a world where distractions dominate every screen, every feed, every moment of your day, focus is your edge. Focus is rare. Focus is powerful. And obsession? Obsession is laser focus, refined and weaponized. The talented may flirt with commitment, but the obsessed marry it. Here's the truth. Every time you scroll when you should be building, every time you watch others live their dreams while you neglect your own, you're surrendering inches of your future. That's how mediocrity creeps in. Not with dramatic failures, but with quiet distractions that steal your greatness a second at a time. The obsessed don't just cut out distractions, they starve them. They go to war with comfort. Wake up, wake up. You need to live, you need to stop your future. They know the grind doesn't fit neatly into a schedule or pause for convenience. They trade dopamine hits for discipline. They choose the mission over the moment every time. Focus means saying no more than you say yes. No to laziness. No to the invite. No to what feels good. Because what feels good now rarely builds the future you want. The obsessed understand that freedom later requires sacrifice now. While talent gets pulled in 1,000 directions, the obsessed build one unshakable path. You want results? Then stop multitasking your purpose. Stop giving your energy to everything that doesn't feed your mission. The gym, the craft, the business, whatever it is, treat it like sacred ground. When you step into it, the outside world fades. There are no texts, no gossip, no notifications. Just you and the next rep, the next call, the next move forward. Focus also means being brutally honest with yourself. It means looking in the mirror and admitting where you've slipped, where you've let the world distract you, Then cutting that distraction at the root and recommitting with ruthless intensity. Not tomorrow, now. Obsession isn't chaotic energy. It's channeled fire. It's waking up with purpose, going to sleep with progress, and shutting out everything that doesn't align with your goals. That kind of tunnel vision, it scares people. It threatens those who've settled. But it also changes lives. The ones who get ahead are not the ones who dabble in greatness. Well, if there's a self-consciousness and multiply and reality, we can do that. They're the ones who drown out the noise and obsess over the outcome. While others are busy being busy, you stay locked in on results. While others drift, you drill. So decide right now, will you be someone who gets easily distracted or someone who becomes undeniable through pure, relentless focus? Because at the end of the day, talent may start the race, but the obsessed, they're the ones who finish it. You can't be half in and expect full results. You can't be half in. Let's get one thing straight. You can't casually pursue greatness. You can't give part-time effort and expect full-time results. You want to win like the greats? Then stop approaching your goals like a hobby. Obsession doesn't tiptoe into success. It storms in. All in. No backup plan, no retreat. Talent often believes the rules don't apply to them. They think their natural gifts are enough. But the obsessed? They know better. They don't wait for permission. They don't rely on potential. They outwork, outlast, and outfocus everyone in their lane. Look around. The world is filled with talented people who almost made it, almost won, almost succeeded. But almost doesn't count when rent is due, when goals are on the line, when dreams are slipping away. Because you didn't commit all the way in. You don't get halfway results from full obsession. And you don't get full results from halfway effort. You either go in 100% or you get left behind by someone who will. When you're obsessed, your mindset shifts. You stop needing external motivation because your drive is internal. It burns through late nights, long weeks, early mornings. It says, I will become undeniable. That's the difference. While talented people are taking breaks, the obsessed are building. While they're waiting for inspiration, the obsessed are acting. While they're caught up in opinions, the obsessed are getting results that speak so loud, they silence every doubt. And let's be honest, obsession is lonely. You're going to have to miss parties. You're going to have to skip some sleep. You're going to have to tell people no. But guess what? All of that sacrifice is the price of greatness. Everyone wants the prize, but only the obsessed are willing to pay the price in full, daily. And people will try to talk you out of it. They'll say, relax, take it easy, don't burn out. But they don't understand what drives you. They don't feel what you feel. They're not chasing the vision that keeps you awake at night. And they won't understand until the results show up and you're miles ahead of where they ever imagined. You can't train like everyone else and expect to dominate. You can't prepare like the average and expect to perform like the elite. A session is the separator. It's what bridges the gap between maybe and absolutely. So, let today be the last day you give anything less than your all. Let it be the moment you draw the line. That from this point forward, you are either all in or not in at all. Because when it's all said and done, the scoreboard doesn't care how talented you were. It only remembers who won. Outwork, outlast, outshine. Let's break it down even further. Obsession isn't just about effort. It's about endurance. Because when most people quit, when they tap out and disappear from the grind, the obsessed are just getting warmed up. They don't count hours. They don't measure pain. They just keep going. Because stopping isn't an option. But here's the truth. Talent often burns fast, but obsession burns forever. That's why the obsessed outlast the rest. They don't need the perfect circumstances. They don't need constant praise or a guaranteed reward. They stay locked in, focused, relentless. They show up whether it's easy or brutal, sunny or storming, energized or exhausted. Because this isn't seasonal for them. This is a lifestyle. You want to be legendary? Then you better be consistent. Not for a week, not for a month, for years. That's what obsession demands. That's the rent success charges, and it's due daily. Obsessed people don't care how they feel. They care about what must be done. It's not about hype. It's about habits. It's not about being seen. It's about building something that will be impossible to ignore later. While talent is hoping the spotlight finds them, the obsessed are grinding in the dark, knowing the results will eventually shine bright enough for the world to notice. Outwork, outlast, outshine. That's the formula. You outwork by doing the reps nobody wants to do. You outlast by staying in the game when others quit. You outshine by staying consistent long enough that your discipline becomes undeniable. The world doesn't hand out trophies for potential. It rewards those who perform, those who put action before excuses, sacrifice before comfort, discipline before distractions. Let's get even more real. You're going to have to cut some things loose. If it doesn't support your grind, if it slows you down, if it clouds your focus, it goes. That includes people, habits, environments. Because the obsessed don't carry dead weight. They don't waste time explaining their path to those who never left the sidewalk. They just move forward. Fast. Focused. Fearless. And when the critics talk, the obsessed don't argue. They just level up. Because nothing silences doubt like undeniable progress. You want to be different? You want to be different? You want to be different? You want to stand out? Then live different. Show up when it's hard. Train when it's inconvenient. Study when you'd rather scroll. Work when nobody's watching. 'Cause that's when the real breakthroughs happen. And don't wait for someone to push you. Push yourself. No one else is going to carry your vision across the finish line. That job belongs to you, and the obsessed you is ready. Be the last one standing. Be the one who never took shortcuts. Be the one who gave it everything. So when success shows up, it's not a surprise. It's inevitable. You outworked them. You outlasted them. Now, it's your turn to outshine them. Finish what you started. Obsession never rests. You've made it this far, not just through this speech, but through the storms, the setbacks, the silence. That's proof that something inside you refuses to quit. That's the obsession. Not just to win, but to deserve the win. Not just to talk about it, but to be about it. This final hour is a reminder. Obsession doesn't clock out. It doesn't rest when it's tired. It rests when the work is done. And for the obsessed, the work is never truly done. Because greatness isn't a destination, it's a standard. It excites the court of battleground 70% of people. The power of life is destroyed. Everyone's chasing the next quick fix, the next motivational quote, the next shortcut. But here's what you know now. Shortcuts don't build champions. Reps do. Routines do. Relentless pursuit does. If you want to become a beast in your field, if you want to lead instead of follow, if you want your name to echo in rooms you haven't even entered yet, and then you need to be obsessed with doing the work. Let them talk, let them doubt, let them sleep in. You grind, you sacrifice. You show up when it's inconvenient, and you push through when it's unbearable. Because the life you want, it's waiting on the other side of uncomfortable. And I want to... No more asking, how long will it take? The real question is, how far are you willing to go? How many times are you willing to be told no before you build your own yes? How often will you stand alone, misunderstood, misjudged, and still keep building? That's obsession. And that's the difference between ordinary and unstoppable. This speech fired you up. Don't just sit on that fire. Move. Now. Go build the habit. Go rewrite your schedule. Go clean your environment. Go silence your distractions. Go become the one who does, not the one who watches. And if you're serious about this transformation, subscribe to the Power Path right now. Turn on notifications so you never miss the fuel you need to keep grinding. Drop a comment with one habit you're changing today. And lock in. Because talk fades, motivation fades, but obsession, that's permanent. So don't just be good. Don't just be talented. Be obsessed. And the world will have no choice but to respect the results.